Hey guys, what's going on? So today I want to go over an exercise called the hinge row. This is a movement I learned during my brief time training with the Gymnastic Bodies, the GST program, which is a great program, by the way. I highly recommend it out there. Coach Summers does a great job with this program. And I didn't spend a lot of time with it because I got an injury unrelated to the program. I would like to go back to pretty much doing this, I think, maybe come this winter, so the winter of 2016, 2017, but we'll see. But anyway, I can do chin-ups. I can do inverted rows at different angles, 45, 60, 90 with my feet in the air. And I don't want to say no problem, but I mean, I can do those, quite well. And I usually use those as, finishers at the end of my program. So I'm strong enough to do those. But this exercise, the hinge row, which is a very beginner exercise, really gave me a lot of trouble when I first started, and still does to a certain extent. So I want to show this to you because this is a great exercise to incorporate for strengthening your scapular stability strength and obviously your rotator cuffs. Let's get to it. All right, guys, so we're going to go over the hinge row here now, just so I give you an idea of what you can expect or what to look for. Is when I get to my end range after I've hinged at my hips. So my torso is going to be perpendicular to the ground. My butt's going to be like 1 to 3 inches, 1 to 2 inches off the ground. And my arms are going to be about 90 degrees, okay, both here and here, away from my body. Now, that's kind of the end progression there. If you need to regress this exercise because it's too difficult, then you can just come up a little bit closer to your body. Basically, you're not spreading the rings as far apart as you would be if you're going to try and regress the exercise. I'll give you a demonstration of both here. These rings are set to my hip height, and then here we go. All right, so I'm going to extend my legs, double chin, rib cage pulled down by contracting the abs, so rib cage pulled down to your belt buckle. You're going to squeeze the heck out of your glutes, take a big breath, big 3D breath, fill the belly. Exhale, come up, hinging at the hip and extending those arms out. So as you can see, my elbows are slightly below 90. Let's try that again. That should be better. I'm going to make this one a little bit easier and not go as wide. So you can see my elbows are below 90 degrees. And one other regression that I've used before, and I'm not sure if Coach Summer uses this, but you can actually bend your knees so your feet are flat on the ground. Everything else stays the same, double chin, rib cage pulled down, squeezing the glutes. That's your hinge row. All right, there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Try it. Let me know how you do. Drop your comments down below on how you fared. If you have any questions on how to get through it, I'd be happy to answer them for you. And the key here is don't be afraid to regress the exercise, and that goes for any exercise. I don't care what you see, who's doing it or what you see or who you see doing it in magazines, in infomercials, on Facebook or whatever. Everybody's posting their crazy Cirque du Soleil exercises, and you want to go try them in the gym. You know what? You got to stick to the foundations. Get the foundation first, and progress to the next level of the exercise. There's a lot of things I wish I could do that I just can't. There's some things that I wish I could do that I can kind of play with, but I know I shouldn't because I don't have the prerequisite strength in certain other areas of my body that allow me to safely do that exercise. And I see it all the time in the gym. I see it all the time on YouTube and Facebook. Everybody's trying to do these crazy exercises so they can get clients or promote their strength or promote their services, whatever it might be, but they do a piss poor job of it. The worst is on Instagram. You see everybody trying to do handstands with huge rib flares and everything else, and okay, great, you might be getting a little bit of shoulder stability there, but if you actually did the proper progression to a handstand, you would not only get shoulder stability, you'd also, and the prerequisite to that, by the way, is making sure you have proper wrist mobility, which nobody on Instagram really talks about unless you're part of the gymnastic crowd. But yet we still see a ton of Instagram people kind of, putting up their handstand photos and videos and whatnot. All right, this became a rant, but it's a good teachable moment to make sure that you guys are aware that if you're not assessing, you're guessing. So if you are working out and you've never been assessed, it's time, guys. It's time to get an assessment. Most gyms will have your basic assessment. I'm not talking a fitness test. I'm talking a movement assessment. You got to get with a strength and conditioning coach, and whether you choose to purchase sessions or not from that coach, that's fine. But go pay for the assessment, have that coach tell you where you need to start, and then you can always go back like a few months later once you've done everything they've asked you to do, and progress from there. But just doing this blindly because we think exercising is something that we can all do on our own, whether you've been a university athlete or not, is it's kind of ridiculous. Things have changed. Okay, if I kept doing the things that I used to do in university, thinking that, I used to work out in university and I was really fit, I had a great set of abs and good biceps and blah blah blah, and doing the same things I'm doing, doing the same things up until now, I have all kinds of injuries. And I have a lot of injuries because for the longest time I was stubborn. I didn't change my ways. But I would have 10 times more injuries probably because that program back then was just really, it was chest heavy, bicep heavy. I saw a photograph of myself today, which I'll pop up, I'll flash it up here, and I noticed I was in crazy shape, but I had no thickness in my back, and I deadlifted during that time. I did a lot of bent over rows, and you can tell I did bent over rows because my upper back was a little bit more defined, and I didn't know how to really activate my lower lats at that point in time in my career. And I didn't do heavy deadlifts. I did deadlifts for sets of 8, and because I was training, I had it in my head that I didn't want to train super hard and heavy because that would affect. I was always in a fat loss type program when I was bodybuilding or dieting down for shows. So I didn't spend enough time deadlifting to build my thickness up in my off season or in my my bodybuilding phase. So when I saw this photo, I laughed. I'm like, yeah, I might have great biceps and great upper back, but my mid back and my lower traps are awful. It's like they didn't even exist even. So I want to make sure that you guys are getting the assessments that you need to get done. Go hire a coach. Don't do it on your own. It's just you're just waiting for an injury to happen more or less. And if you guys want help for getting assessments online, I offer this in all my programs. But I'm going to tell you right here, right now, it doesn't compare to getting an actual assessment with a coach. During my program, I give you an assessment. I give you all things to look for, and if you find this, then you need to go in this route to do this mobility drill and do this stretch and maybe tweak this exercise. And that's I think that's greater than 90% of the programs out there. Trust me, I know because I purchased a lot of your programs. But getting a coach, there's no trade-off for that. There's no comparison. Getting a coach right there to see how you move, and not just see the glaring things that I put it in my program, but all the other little intricacies that may be going wrong with your body. All right, so kind of got a little bit off topic, but I think it's a real important discussion, a really important thing to talk about here. And if you guys need help, like I said, visit NathaneJackson.com. Check out my Lazareth program. It's a 6-month program, strength training, nutrition, mindset, and restoration. If you want a little bit more coaching, a little bit more interaction, check out the Amplify Your Life program. And if you're living in the Niagara Falls area, that's Niagara Falls, Canada. But if you're in the US and you want to travel across the border, that's cool too. Check out my in-person training services. I have a few spots left there. And yeah, guys, nothing beats going to a coach and getting assessed to determine where you start with your main 6 exercises, your main 6 movements, which are, this video just got longer, which are your vertical pulling, your vertical pressing, your horizontal pulling, your horizontal pressing, your quad dominant and your hip dominant exercises, your core exercises, okay? All right, that's enough for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, do me a favor, like, subscribe, share this video. More to come. I will see you tomorrow.